Welcome to this webinar on unlocking green hydrogen opportunities, mapping India's production and the demand clusters, which is jointly organized by the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce in collaboration with the International Hydrogen Ramp-Up Program H2UP, the Indo-German Energy Forum, and also Women in Green Hydrogen, with support from the Ministry of New and Renewable Energies and the Department of Science and Technologies. This webinar is an opportunity to explore the new web-based and fully accessible Green Hydrogen Hub tool, which provides a data-driven view of India's green hydrogen ecosystem. The participants, they will gain insights into current green hydrogen projects and also understand the market outlook until 2030 and beyond. And this is based on more than 180 announced projects and also several state policies in India. On the industry side, we will also explore how demand of green hydrogen is expected to develop across several key sectors, such as fertilizer, steel, refinery, petrochemicals, and also long-distance shipping. A key highlight of today's session will be the live walkthrough of the platform, of the tool, developed by GIZ in cooperation and collaboration with PwC, showcasing its interactive dashboards and approach. And today we also have several experts from the Ministry of New and Renewable Energies, MNRE, the Department of Science and Technology, DST, and PwC with us, who will share the perspectives on the evolving India's green hydrogen landscape. But before we dive too deep into the topic, let me quickly also present myself and set also some rules for the webinar today. My name is Clemens Antreter. I am advisor green hydrogen at the H2UP program of GIZ, and I would like now to hand over the word to Ms. Shivani Chaturvedi. She is regional director at the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, IGCC, to give her opening remarks. Over to you, Shivani.
Thank you, Clemens. Dear colleagues, industry partners and participants, a warm welcome on behalf of the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, or IGCC, and thank you for joining us in today's webinar on unlocking green hydrogen opportunities, mapping India's production and demand clusters. The green hydrogen sector offers immense opportunities to further strengthen the long-standing Indo-German collaboration. Today's session focuses on mapping India's emerging production and demand clusters for green hydrogen and its derivatives. Understanding where production capacities and demand centers are developing is key to enabling efficient supply chains, guiding investments, and supporting the growth of a robust green hydrogen market in India. Germany's strong technological expertise, combined with India's ambitious renewable energy and green hydrogen targets, creates significant potential for cooperation across the value chain. Identifying key production hubs and industrial demand centers can help unlock partnerships, infrastructure development, and long-term offtake opportunities, accelerating the scale-up of green hydrogen in both countries. Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, Indo-German Energy Forum, and H2UP have been long valuable partners in fostering knowledge exchange and cooperation between India and Germany. Together, we've organized various events such as B2B roundtables, business delegations, trade fair participation in India, and study tours to Europe, all aimed at connecting stakeholders and facilitating collaboration across the hydrogen value chain. As part of these joint efforts, we have also launched the Green Hydrogen Directory, a curated platform showcasing German companies active in India or exploring opportunities in the Indian green hydrogen market. The directory aims to highlight German expertise across the hydrogen value chain and facilitate cross-border partnerships. We invite German companies to register in the directory. Our team will share the link in the chat during this webinar. I'm confident that our joint initiatives combined with dialogues like today's webinar contribute meaningfully to the market ramp-up of green hydrogen in both India and Germany, while opening new avenues for business cooperation. I believe today's discussions will offer valuable insights into India's emerging production and demand clusters for green hydrogen and how these developments can unlock new opportunities for collaboration between Indian and German stakeholders. With that, I look forward to an engaging session to the perspectives of our expert speakers who will share that with us today. Thank you, and over to you, Clemens.
Thank you very much, Shivani, for your remarks. And I would like now to hand over to Mr. Georg Jansen. He is project lead Green Hydrogen Projects at GSZ India to provide some opening perspectives for today's session. I can see him sitting in the office with Dr. Chapekar. Over to you.
Clusters are key success factors for the green hydrogen economy, not only in India, but also in Germany and worldwide. The spatial proximity of production, offtake, and transport is crucial. For companies, the question is, where do I settle? Where do I make my investment decision? And for the governmental side, the ministries, where do I invest in public infrastructure? Where is my focus? So this informed decision-making should ideally be done with a map on the wall, right? And as we live in the 21st century, we have replaced the map by a screen, by an internet browser. The hub tool that we have now online is, from my perspective, an amazing tool. It allows the user to click various layers, and it shows all the relevant stuff that decision makers nowadays require. The big off-takers, steel plants, fertilizer plants, the ports and the bunkering facilities, even pipelines are there. And hopefully we will in the future enrich this even with solar and wind intensity, with heat maps that really make it easier for decision makers to get the right decision done. And
thank you very much, Georg. And now I would like to welcome also Dr. Prasad Chapekar, Director, Ministry of New and Renewable Energies, to present his keynote address. Sir, may I kindly request you to share your remarks?
Thank you, Clemens. It's a pleasure to be here. As you are aware, I'll come straight to the topic of the hub. Ministry has designated 4 hubs, the 3 ports of Kandla, Tuticorin, and Paradeep, and plus the NTPC hub in Pudimadaka, which is also close to a port. Currently, even everybody in the ports and even NTPC, they are grappling with the same challenge of what is to be provided in the port, who can come and set up their plants here, what facilities are required from their perspective. And so everybody is more or less at the same place in terms of the progress. I guess we will be seeing different hub models at different locations based upon the specific geography of that port or that region, as opposed to having a separate specific model for everyone to follow. Nonetheless, identifying the potential locations is the first step, I would say, because if we identify around, this is my general experience, that whenever we check for a site, we check around 10 sites for such a project, and out of them 1 seems reasonably okay. So you really need to obtain the potential locations much faster, so that in whatever places it is actually feasible, it can go ahead faster than the others. And we need to use every available means at our disposal, especially from the point of view of seeing the currently available data, to zero in on locations much faster. I believe this tool will help not only MNRE but also other ministries who will be active in hydrogen, like for example Ministry of Petroleum, or with the state governments, to plan hubs in their respective states better and in a much more objective manner. I have not checked out the entire tool yet, so I cannot be sure. But maybe if it doesn't have already, there should be an option of actually weighing different facets or different attributes differently. For example, for one state, domestic consumption there is more important. So they will off-takers are much more value to that state. For one state, exports is important because they want to make their port, which they are developing as an export hub. So from their perspective, off-taker doesn't make a sense. From them, just the plant coming next to the port is of more importance. So each state may have a very different requirement from a hub. So we need to also, before we make any recommendation, we also need to give states a flexibility of reducing or increasing the weightage of a particular component. Let's say land availability. Land availability can mean different things. For a state where there is a lot of land availability doesn't feature very high on the concern list. For states with low land, that is a very high concern. So unless the tool can be tuned to different geographies, it will be much more valuable for the states to do the process of planning. So I will not speak much. I'll reserve my comments later on once I've seen the tool much more deeply. So all the best to GIZ, and thank you for developing this tool, and so also to all the stakeholders in making the best use of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chapeka, for your remarks, and yeah, very well mentioned the different criteria one have to align in setting up a hydrogen project, and then also very well taken your ideas and suggestions for a future development of this tool. And I want to invite all audience here, all participants, to share their information, to share their learnings when using the tool with us, and give suggestions also. I can already say that the tool is here to stay, and we would be happy to commit to future possibilities to even increase the quality. And with this, I would like to invite now Dr. Ranjit Krishna Pai. He is Senior Director, Department of Science and Technology, to deliver the special address. Dr. Pai and DST are leading the development of the hydrogen innovation clusters in India and also the hydrogen hubs. And we are very glad that you have joined today, sir, and over to you.
So we are currently witnessing a transformational moment in the global energy transition. So countries across the world are searching for solutions that can simultaneously address climate goal, energy security, and industrial decarbonization. So in this context, green hydrogen has emerged as one of the most promising pillars for the future energy system. For example, for sectors such as steel, fertilizer, shipping, and heavy mobility, hydrogen is no longer just an alternative fuel. It is becoming a strategic pathway for deep decarbonization. So India has recognized this opportunity with remarkable clarity through the launch of the National Green Hydrogen Mission by MNRE. And this mission envisions India not only as a major consumer of green hydrogen, but also as a global hub for production, innovation, and export. So achieving these ambitions require a strong foundation in science, technology, and innovation. So in this regard, the Department of Science and Technology plays a critical role in advancing hydrogen research and international scientific collaboration. So more than 2 decades, DST has supported cutting-edge research across the hydrogen value chain under the program called Hydrogen and Fuel Cell Program. And these research initiatives focus on key technologies areas such as hydrogen production technologies, advanced material for hydrogen storage, fuel cell technologies, hydrogen safety and standard, and integrated hydrogen energy system. And these activities are carried out through universities, national laboratories, and research institutions across India, building a strong scientific foundation for the country's emerging hydrogen economy. So, however, the hydrogen transition cannot happen in an island. So, it requires a global cooperation, technology co-development, and shared innovation ecosystem. So, recognizing this, Department of Science and Technology has actively developed several bilateral and multilateral collaboration with leading hydrogen economies, including Europe, Germany, UK, USA, Japan, and Australia. So, through this partnership, we support many joint research projects, scientific exchange, and collaborative technology development in critical hydrogen technology. So, such partnership ensure that the hydrogen transition evolve as a collaborative scientific endeavor rather than a fragmented technological race. Then another important dimension of India's hydrogen strategy is that the development of regional hydrogen innovation ecosystem. So in this context, DST have initiated with the help of MNRE on Hydrogen Valley Innovation Cluster, representing a significant step forward. So the hydrogen valleys are integrated regional ecosystem where the entire hydrogen value chain, for example, production, storage, distribution, and end-use application is demonstrated within a defined geographical cluster. And these clusters bring together industry leaders, research institutions, startup, technology providers, and state governments. And the objective is to translate scientific innovation into scalable industrial solution, to reduce technology risk, and to create a sustainable hydrogen market. So in this context, the theme of today's webinar, Mapping Hydrogen Production and Demand Cluster, is extremely important. So understanding where hydrogen will be produced, where it will be consumed, and how these ecosystems can be connected will be critical for designing future hydrogen infrastructure, investment strategies, and innovation pathways. So India stands today at a unique intersection of opportunity. With a strong scientific community, a rapidly expanding renewable energy capacity, and growing industrial demand, the country has the potential to become one of the key drivers of the global green hydrogen economy. So at the Department of Science and Technology, we believe that the hydrogen transition will be powered not only by policy and market, but by science, innovation, and also the global partnership. So India is committed to working with the world to transform hydrogen from a promise of the future into a scalable solution for a sustainable planet. So thank you for the opportunity to share these thoughts, and I wish the webinar very productive discussion and successful outcome, and thank you for your kind attention.